right. Let's finish Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I think we have like 3 missions left. If this doesn't finish it, then I don't know what will. Let's make sure we got items.
I believe that should help you greatly.
We sure got money. See if we can find where this... There's the mission.
Hello.
Hello. Oh boy.
No.
There's murder happening over here.
No, that's totally unlike the rest of this game.
Oh yeah.
You
I'm right
damn
in
monster!
this movie,
Oi!
and
Allowed in here!
Evie! Get a hold of yourself!
Oops.
Called The Endless.
Who is she?
It's a real good
Tell
movie,
me
as
quickly.
it turns out.
Tell you. By what right?
Right.
I am an officer of the law. I am not a member of your secret organization.
Ringing
Listen to
endorsement
me.
for The
No,
Endless.
no, you listen to me.
There's also a dude in here who just
I
kind of
cannot
looks
cover
like
for you
Daniel
much
Bryan all
longer.
the time.
All the evidence points to your
He's
brother,
got like the
your
big
order,
mustache
you.
and beard going on, the
You
long
need
hair.
to deliver the Ripper's
Nice.
head on a spike soon, or I'm afraid there'll be nothing to stop my men
Legitimately,
from arresting
for
you in
just
his
a
stead.
moment when I saw him out of the corner of my eye, I thought it
You'll
was
have his
actually
head,
Daniel Bryan for a
even if it
moment.
costs me mine.
But how is the Syndicate going?
Evie
Aside
is,
from all the murder.
Evie is very unhappy
My father
about
youngest at 25.
Jack the Ripper.
He removed her organs, her heart, her dignity.
You want me to see you as she did? Imagine the terror she felt. Do you hurt women just to prove you're a man,
And
Jack?
Aberline is unhappy about the fact that I almost murdered him.
Assassin's calls to this problem.
Well, that, and also that I almost murdered a cop in front of him.
Well, yeah, that's also generally a bad idea.
That is a lot of blood.
Blood.
I can't make sense of these markings from this position.
Oh. Hold on. I wonder where this door was when the murder happened. Where could it possibly have been?
What's this? Jack must have left these markings for me.
Also,
My gift to you
oh
is
boy.
fine, and more to come, unless you do as Jack says.
I like that Jack the Ripper took the time to make a very tiny amount
Jack
of
wants
his
me to return to
message
the scene
on
of
the
his first
door.
crimes. I will do as you say, Jack.
And also how you
until I
couldn't just
find you
infer
and
what
send you
was
to your
being
own
said there
special
just
hell.
from this much.
A message for me. The monster is going to lead me right to
Like,
his.
I don't know, I
must
don't
return to the
quite
location
understand
of the
that
Ripper's first
that
crimes.
much little bit of text was really that important.
Yeah, it can't have been that vital.
If I do die, Inspector, I will take the Ripper with me. Annie Chapman was murdered near a cemetery in Whitechapel.
Like, if it was halfsies, like, sure. But the part where it's like 15
Just a corner.
15/16 of the message is there.
There's like 2 actual full words on the door. And a
Yeah.
couple of letters.
But hey, I'm not, you know.
You're not a crazed serial killer leaving. I wouldn't even call that a cryptic message. That's giving it too much credit. That's just a message.
It was just a message. It was just, hey, Evie, come over here.
I'm going to have
Hey,
to
I
scare off
left you
this
a
lot if
cool
I want to
blood note.
investigate in
Come
peace.
fight. Do you want to have a boss fight? Yes, no.
Oops. bad fear bomb toss.
Bless you now.
Someone fought here.
Also, I'm glad that these bloodstains are just still there from... I think like a couple months have passed at this point.
This
London
where
is
Jack
notoriously
ripped the
spotty
life
with
from
their
his chapel's
cleaning.
breast. The second
guess.
victim of his hideous crimes.
Especially in this
because
time
of her
period.
ring finger.
Like, London's pretty
Where
shit.
is the ring?
You know, if the Templars were in charge, somebody would clean that up by now.
Where does it lead?
You know, somehow I doubt that.
How did it not, like, absorb into the ground?
Also, it's like... it has rained before.
It's London. It rains kind of often. Constantly, almost.
Damn it.
Good.
Yet another one.
Oh, see, now this is the way you hide a message. Because I don't know what this says.
Her assassin ring must be here somewhere.
Third strike.
Yep.
But this still seems hilariously elaborate.
A little bit.
Like, just if you're... It seems weird to leave such a straightforward message in so ass-backwards a way. Like, if you're gonna leave, like, a weird message where you have to stand in a certain spot and use magical eagle vision to see the message, then, like, also make it a riddle. Go all the way. But if you're just gonna leave a straightforward thing of, like, hey, come here, just send a fucking note.
It's like, this it? Is this what you want, video game? No? That maybe? I'm unsure what it wants for me for this ring trajectory. So I feel like the last time there was one of these, it was super obvious because there was just like a giant blood stain. It was just like, hey, idiot, something happened over here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a tiny blood stain, but that didn't seem to do anything. And that might be a blood stain, or it might just be a tree. Also, I can't really get out of this.
You're locked in until you find the right trajectory.
I'm a little locked in until I find the right
Maybe...
trajectory. Maybe if I eagle vision. No blood stains, no blood stains.
Maybe it bounced off of a different wall and, like, now rebounded. to
Oh,
hit
wait.
the thing.
Yep, there it is.
Oh.
I had
It looks
to,
like it hit it from a different angle, so maybe...
I had to eagle vision.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
Oh no, Bird has stolen this ring. Can I just shoot it? No. I feel like that was a pretty good shot, too.
Jack wanted to be sure I'd find these rings.
Okay, that was about to be really stupid, but in a way that I thought was going to be hilarious.
What kind of creed cannot protect its own?
Because I thought it was
This
going to be like,
message was
read the
intended
message from
first
up
for my
here
brother.
because Jack the
Catherine
Ripper
Eddowes
has
was murdered in a small
communed
square
with the
close to the
birds
train
to steal the ring at the moment to guide
Yeah, no,
you.
he trained the birds to catch rings. That's literally like a legit thing he could have done. It's Jack the Ripper out here chucking rings with like bread tied to it to attract birds.
I'm just picturing that, but like in his weird Jack the Ripper outfit with
Yeah,
like
no,
the
full
top hat
costume.
and the face thing.
Yeah, no, the full burlap sack on the head and everything. It's this 9-foot tall man hawking rings just standing in the cemetery, wherever the fuck you are. And the police just walking by going like, that guy's here like every day. He doesn't seem suspicious though, he's just feeding the birds. He seems like an upstanding citizen.
And the Ripper still runs free. Who will catch him?
I must find the location where Jack murdered his other victim.
The poor residents of Whitechapel from this assassin. What has the government done? Let us demand the closure of all wicked houses of sin and impurity in our city.
So did he like go back to each crime scene and leave different
That is
clues?
a lot of blood.
Victoria.
Potentially.
But what if our petition falls on deaf ears?
Because like those were old crime scenes we were
Who
visiting,
will
yeah?
avenge
Yes.
the blood
It
of
still
these
had sick
unfortunate
messages.
victims?
Yes.
This is where Miss Eddowes breathed.
That are also like specifically directed at me.
humiliated and degraded by Jack.
Yeah, so like
need
it's
to
not like
punish
he
my brother.
did this before.
Months ago, the president of our
Because he would have had to leave these like before he even fought Jacob. So I guess he just returned to the scene of every crime and left a message. Side note, thinking about Jack the Ripper trading birds just makes me think of Ace Attorney.
More blood splatter.
Because man, that was the best. Why was Ace Attorney so good?
That's a great question. Why? Whoops. Not engage the grappling hook button. Okay, for a second I thought that lady's physics were freaking out.
You monster. You murdered every assassin my brother turned against you and your insane creed.
But she was just panicking because she got spiked and the fear gas was getting to her.
Where does it lead? I should follow these traces.
Flee!
Blood splatters. Her assassin ring must be here somewhere.
Ring bounce. No. Edie, get up and then down.
The floating text is a bit extreme sometimes.
But
It
haven't
seems
you,
like there's some angles where you're using the eagle vision and it's just the entire landscape is painted in words.
but haven't you seen Sherlock?
Like once, and it wasn't great. I don't know, what did you think of the Sherlock movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
I mean, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh. Oh wait, is this like a Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock
Yes.
thing? Didn't he, well, no, I'm thinking of like the fight scenes in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock where he's doing the like
Yeah.
fucking arithmetic floating in the air. I've never seen the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock. I've only read the
Her
manga.
assassin ring must be here somewhere.
The funny thing
Two
is I can say that
assassin's
it's
rings.
true.
Jack murdered 2 women here.
The world is a
2
terribly
of Jacob's
weird place.
initiates.
Don't kill me, please.
Let's see what's drifting around in the Soul Calibur Create a Character Void today. Oh god, it's Knuckles. I did not want to see that. Oh,
How many more
every
must
angle
die
of that
before
thing is
you see the
bad.
truth? P.S.
That's getting
Your brother
screenshotted.
didn't listen, so I gave him a double lesson. Your creed failed them,
Ugh.
as it failed my mother.
Jack lived around here with his mother as a boy. That's where he's leading me. For Jack, only his mother's
It's
death
Alucard.
counts as murder.
Wrong Alucard.
Wait, there's different Alucards?
Yeah, that one's from Hellsing.
Oh. You say Alucard, and I'm gonna be honest, the only thing that I think of is Castlevania.
Well, yeah, as
What
you
is this
should.
place? The Ripper didn't murder anyone here. What?
Oh no, the fear gas! It's being used against me!
Are you gonna have to fight a giant Jack the Ripper?
That'd be cool.
Just going full scarecrow?
I was born here, survived the madhouse, and learned from the best.
I mean, he does appear to just be going full
Till he
scarecrow
betrayed
over here.
me. Come test your creed against mine.
Go to Jacob! Find Jack!
The murder of Jack's mother marks the day that the Ripper was born. And he blames my brother. Blames the Creed for failing him. What's happening to me?
I should thank you, Ruby. Jacob inspired my acts by his
There's
treachery.
actually just a whole lot of Jack the
You're
Ripper.
inspired today, masterpiece.
Have you seen Jack the Ripper in person?
He's inside my head.
Where was the entire game?
No.
So how did you just hallucinate it?
Where was it when they dragged me to the madhouse?
It's a great question. Maybe he showed up, like, right there.
What kind of creed cannot
He just
protect
popped,
its
he
own?
smoke bombed his way in.
Yeah.
When she was fear gassed, was like, hey, by the way, what's up? And then he ran.
Yeah.
Control yourself, Evie.
Hallucination.
Jacob freed me from the madhouse.
Presumably, or
He saw something.
I'm gonna...
guess would be that these are rooks.
No, please,
And you are
please.
hallucinating that they are Jack the Rippers.
Oh, nope.
And not that you are fighting just imaginary nonsense.
They're civilians.
Oh, okay.
The madhouse.
That was actually going to be my
Lambert
next
decided-
guess, was that maybe they were actually
Jack
police.
lures me through the looking glass.
Police are not civilians.
Well, yeah, but it would have been the same thing of like, oh, you killed a bunch of people you shouldn't have.
What?
Because you're bad at your job.
It's fine.
The assassins are super bad at their jobs.
But hey, now I'm level 11. I'm the master of
Why are none
terror.
of those civilians? Why are there no dead civilians?
Because I guess I didn't kill them. I guess I just beat them up really
You
bad.
were stabbing them.
Eh, don't worry about it.
God, this game cops out every chance it gets.
Oh, remember when I said I was going to have to do a thing real quick? I believe that thing is right now. I'm going to pop this big BRB on the screen and be right back.
Alright. You do that. I will... I don't know. I'll have to find something to entertain people while you're gone. Let's see. What can I talk about while he's gone to entertain the people who came here to watch Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Well, for one thing, the entire Assassin's Creed wiki has apparently been remodeled to fit Odyssey. That's shouldn't be very surprising, honestly. Let's see. What do we have over here that we could look at? That'd be interesting. Maybe one of those games you didn't play. Which one is Assassin's Creed? Oh, Assassin's Creed Discovery is a DS game. Side-scroller playing as Ezio, set in Italy. But when is it set? There we go. Game about the Spanish Inquisition. Huh. It's honestly weird that that one would have been a side thing and not like a main game. Like, I don't know, Spanish Inquisition seems like a big deal to me, but hey, maybe not. But how far does this actually go? Wait. So it's an Assassin's Creed game involving the Spanish Inquisition that ends with friggin' Ezio not assassinating Takamata. And then he just tells everybody that that was a good idea. The fuck?
Reb.
I was reading about Assassin's Creed Discovery over here. Briefly, because I didn't... It was a DS game, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently it was Ezio fights the Spanish Inquisition. But then he finds Takamata, the guy in charge of the Spanish Inquisition, and goes to stab him, and then Takamata's like, Templars, what are those? And Ezio's like, wait, you're not a Templar, I can't kill you, and then leaves. And then he tells the other assassins, it's actually a good thing I didn't kill Takamata, because he wasn't a Templar, and that would have created chaos if I'd killed him. And assassins hate that.
It's true, if there's one thing
He
assassins
fucking
hate.
let the Spanish Inquisition continue. That piece of shit.
Look, Ezio...
Ezio let the Spanish Inquisition continue because the guy he was about to stab turned out not to be a Templar, but when he had a chance to stab the fucking Pope, who was the biggest Templar, he said, nah, because I don't feel like it, because killing is wrong. Fuck Ezio, he's the fucking worst, holy shit. Alright, you can continue your Assassin's Creed. Every time I look for anything about Assassin's Creed, I'm reminded that it's terrible.
You're reminded that it's one of the best video game franchises of all time, is what I'm hearing.
It's actually kind of disgusting.
It's so good.
Everyone involved in these games should be rounded up and shot.
Wow, that's harsh.
Hot takes. Whoever decided that their story should end with, not a Spanish Inquisition can keep going, will have the hero decide to let the Spanish Inquisition keep up the good fucking work.
It's not a Templar plot at all. It can keep going.
Christ. Like, that's actually made me angry, as opposed to just my usual level of angry. That's fucking disgusting.
Look, man, you can't mess with history too much.
Fuck you! They made all of Jack the Ripper's victims into secret assassins who had it coming.
I mean, they didn't have it coming.
No, they wrote it in that they were trying to off Jack the Ripper and that, like, his fucking killings were part of, like, a fucking assassin battle, as opposed to him being a fucking vicious serial killer who murdered innocent women. Fuck the writers of this game. This DLC in particular, fuck those writers.
You were enjoying it at first.
Yeah, before I realized how fucking terrible this is.
It's super good, right?
Like, the part where you're playing DLC is like, fine, whatever, the dumb fear mechanic seems fine. Like, the gameplay part seems fine, but holy shit,
I feel
the writing
like
is bad.
I feel like this. I feel like Syndicate to Origins is a lot like Watch Dogs to Watch Dogs 2, which we may talk about more when we get there, if we get there at some point. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Where I feel like there was a whole bunch of throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
I think that's close enough.
What do you mean?
Like, I think there were a lot of really cool aspects. Like, I think this fear mechanic is really neat. I think the grappling hook traversal was really good. I think not being the Witcher is a positive. And when this game didn't sell well because it came on the heels of Unity, which was a trash fire, but then this was like actually really good, but then didn't sell, they just went, okay, clearly nothing about this works, and just completely threw out all the good that they had changed, along with like things that needed to be changed.
Visit to my old doctor. It's time my old nurse paid.
Much like in the jump from Watch Dogs to Watch Dogs 2, where I think there are a lot of really neat things in Watch Dogs that then became nothing because Watch Dogs didn't review super great. And they went, well, we...
Saying that Ivy Pierce dragged down all the good things that Watch Dogs did.
No.
Because Ivy Pierce was not well received and took out everything else about Watch Dogs.
Yeah. Basically.
Mostly I just feel like the writers in some of the Assassin's Creed games in this particular, like, not this particular era, it spans all of the games to a degree. It feels like they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, as to their historical accuracy. There's a lot of trying to, I mean, especially in Odyssey, Jesus Christ, these trials are heavy-handed. But then also, it's like fun romp through history with like some almost goddamn like thrill ride kind of like
set pieces.
Yeah, it feels like a fucking Universal Studios version of history with more goat fucking. Like there's a weird flippancy to the way they handle the historical aspects, but then also they play it super straight and serious half the time.
This is a good message on the screen right now.
Let's show Dr. Archer what a good surgeon I make.
I don't know. I feel like they should have picked a turn instead. I'm so fucking crying. I hate the writers of this game so much.
What? Jack the Ripper didn't kill civilians.
I'm going back to my earlier hot take about shooting the riders and then saying maybe for real though. Like maybe punch one. You're the worst. Whoever's responsible for that of Jack the Ripper to kill random civilians. Fuck you. He's the most notorious goddamn serial killer in history, murdered a bunch of innocent women, and we're going back and rewriting it so they were all secretly assassins, so he didn't actually kill any random civilians. Like, this is what I mean, is like there's this... God damn it. That's disgusting. These are actual historical goddamn figures. I understand that Assassin's Creed is not generally taking itself too seriously, but you're taking fucking Christ. Between that and Takamata wasn't so bad because of these
Scream for mercy as I once begged for hers.
I really hope whoever was responsible for the writing in this never got another job writing.
And then
Unless it was like Batman comics.
And then we find out that the person who wrote this also wrote Odyssey.
They probably explicitly wrote the Trump parts. I can believe that.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna take a brief diversion here. Syndicate. DB. Oh boy. IMDb load, please. Load slightly faster than not at all, please.
Well, I can't say anything about the DLC itself, but I did find the guy that is credited as written by and story by. Uh-huh. Yo, what's up, TFP?
Well, for one thing, no one who wrote this game has worked on Assassin's Creed since, which is hilarious. And two, one of the screenwriters apparently did some screenwriting for Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very weird. Or sorry, hold on. Not even Hot Tub Time Machine. Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
One of these additional writer guys worked on Middle-earth Shadow of War.
Yeah. He's probably responsible for the Spider Lady.
Probably. Fuck these
Where
people.
can I find?
Like this.
Normally I'm all for just like, oh, whatever, it's video game writing, sometimes it's bad. But this is like outright disrespectful.
I liked the floating gun there for a second.
And I understand the idea of being,
Time to
like,
prepare for Miss
upset
Fry's
by
arrival.
historical portrayals in fucking Assassin's Creed.
Out for a
But
stroll.
fucking, this is beyond the fucking pale of let's recast Jack the Ripper's historical villain, like fucking, god damn it. It's making me so angry I can't even say the word properly.
I'm noticing.
Recasting Jack the Ripper's historical victims as people who were, like, fucking part of this whole plot. Like, you recast his victims as not victims.
I mean, they were still brutally murdered. I'm confused as to
In
where
a
the
fight. Like, they tried to assassinate him. Like, they were part of this whole Assassin v Templar nonsense, is my point. In real life, they were literally unwitting, innocent fucking victims. And in this, they're part of this larger Assassin v Templar nonsense. Or in this case, an Assassin Civil War nonsense.
I mean, it's really more just Jack the Ripper be crazy, and then they're like, wait, we need to fix
But
this.
no, he didn't kill innocent civilians, TFP.
It's true. But he'd be crazy.
This DLC is fucking disgusting.
It's so good. I'm having a great time.
Back
I
to
think
the
this is the
beginning,
last
Jack.
mission.
Did you
My
just
brother
let loose a
freed
bunch
you
of
from this
inmates who are
madhouse
going
and
to
made you
serve as
one of
cannon
us.
fodder for the final mission? Because, of course, people locked up in an asylum are just going to be crazed maniacs who will attack you on sight.
Probably.
Great.
I can't risk being spotted or harming a single police constable.
Sneak into the asylum, avoid detection. Great.
I want to point out that despite the name I generally go by online, it doesn't take, like, it takes a lot for a video game's bad writing to actually upset me. And this game has upset me.
To make you mad, as it were.
Yes. Like, I will play it up for laughs, but this time I am actually kind of mad at the bullshit in this thing. Like, you know how you could have done this in a way that wouldn't be fucking absurd and ridiculous? Is if you took more of, like, a Black Flag approach and said, oh, this is the Templar version of events. Like, the Templar version of events is that all these ladies were secretly assassins. This was also kind of weird assassin infighting thing. It's like the Templars were going back and manipulating the fucking Animus records to make it look like the assassins were responsible for this whole thing. When really it was Jack the Ripper's an insane serial killer, murdered a bunch of innocent people, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, hey, Origins is still around.
You lost me.
I'm making a joke about, hey, they still have another game that they can retcon this in.
Oh, do they actually totally retcon it?
No.
God damn it. Then what's even the fucking...
Because I wanted to bring your hopes
Jack's
up
trail
just a
of
little
death
bit.
continues.
Just to crush them.
I honestly don't know what you get out of it. But
Schadenfreude.
again, I also don't know what you get out of playing this game.
I'm having a big time. Nope, nope.
Some woman sneaked in!
Blink.
I don't know, there's a brand of shitting on history that I expect from Assassin's Creed, and this DLC took that to a level I was not expecting.
Motion, please? Thank you. Oh, wait, did I not? I didn't hold down the pick lock long enough, apparently.
No, try harder.
I know.
People certainly have added a lot of Mortal Kombat characters to this.
I mean, it moderately makes sense. Like, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of...
Maybe people would have gone for that now. Someone has created an actually pretty good BoJack Horseman. That's just shirtless Gro with a big like fish tattoo.
As you do.
That's Pearl Fey from Phoenix Wright, funny enough.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like there was an actual like shift in the writing when they went to Odyssey, where they are slightly less. I don't know what the term is. Odyssey leaves more wiggle room in terms of did this actually happen this way, or is it just the Animus shorthanding things?
I don't think that's...
Well, there's totally huge parts of that that are just the Animus fucked up, have a fight against a fucking like giant snake or some shit.
I think it's less that and more like because you can do like you're getting into almost prehistory at that point. Like you're getting into insanely early history.
Well, yeah, stuff
Where-
we don't have written records of that
Yeah.
are reliable.
So you can do a whole lot more without people getting hilariously angry about tweaking things to fit a narrative.
I just have a serious problem with recasting murder victims as people who were in on a weird Civil War thing. Like, that's just a weird way to take this.
Are they actually like using the same names though as
I'm
like
pretty sure these are his actual murder victims. I will double check. What's the name of this DLC?
Jack the Ripper?
Oh, okay. We really went for it on that one.
Oh yeah.
What's that name?
I have no idea. I did not hear a ding.
That's worrying.
Also, I like the idea, like, security cameras don't exist, but I like the idea of Jack the Ripper seeing all of this and being like, what is Evie doing? As I'm just running around collecting all the items, all the collectibles. Oops. Oh, back that way, thank you. Yoink. Well, that's very down. Pardon me, sir, you need to get spiked. You. You continue to want some as well. Window I can hop out of. No. spikes are very useful. Turns out. I think the ding may have eaten me mad.
No, I'm still here. I'm reading the Assassin's Creed wiki.
Oh, there you go. It's a good time.
Apparently, the last victim, the one you were searching for, the one in the room, Mary Kelly or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, they're all actually the historical Jack the Ripper.
Oh.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper victims. Like, it would be weird if they weren't, because it is well known exactly who was murdered in those cases. So if it was a bunch of fake names of fake murder victims, that would be super bizarre, because it would effectively double Jack the Ripper's historical body count.
Hey, you know.
Well, yeah, but
Jack the Ripper gets
apparently she was actually just an innocent person, at least. She was not a secret assassin. So there was at least one random civilian murder they left intact.
But make me mad Jack the Ripper didn't murder civilians.
Apparently he murdered one, but the game ignored that. And also apparently, and this is something you would have noticed if you were paying attention to your own game, according to this, Evie says that all of the people who were
there must be
murdered,
other messages
all of
for
the
me.
murdered prostitutes are not the actual people. All of the victims that you've been investigating the crime scenes of are actually just assassins taking the places of the prostitutes. And the real prostitutes are MIA?
But you must descend into the
There was the whole thing about, like, finding
In
the
the
other
basement.
prostitutes and stuff.
That
in,
is where
like, some of
Jack
the
will
side
spring his
missions.
final trap.
Yeah, apparently the idea is that all of the people who were historically murdered by Jack the Ripper, according to Assassin's Creed, were replaced by secret assassins before they were murdered, and therefore not actually murdered, and just stayed in hiding for the rest of their lives, I guess?
See? Totally different. Totally
Except
fine
for
now.
the last one who was totally murdered.
Yeah.
That's still absurd, but it is at least less flagrantly disrespectful. It is still weird in that you have now changed his his murder victims
Jacob?
into, like, weird assassin body doubles of the actual people, and then also not explained what happened to the actual people in any way, shape, or form. Which makes me wonder if that was added in.
Like, hey, this is a little weird.
Like, maybe someone in the team had the same thought of, like, maybe we shouldn't say that they were all secretly assassin ladies.
There is a sickness in this world. Ah, damn it. Try something else, perhaps. That's useless. But I am here now. I will
If I run
tear
away.
into all
Haha,
secrets,
eat shit,
all
Jack the
the
Ripper, I'm
wrongs
out.
and shit of this city, and rip it out.
Why didn't he stab you when he did the aerial attack?
As cowardly and
He doesn't have a hidden
as your
blade.
twin.
He has a knife.
It's not a hidden blade.
He could have, like, chopped you on the way down.
Can I get a... no?
Are you cat or mouse, Miss Fry?
Don't.
Come out, sister. Join Jack.
Okay. Headshotting Jack the Ripper does not work, apparently.
The burlap sack is
Cowering in
armor.
the shadows, Miss
What?
Fry.
What?
Is that a thing on the Jack the Ripper wiki?
I don't know, you'll have to look and find out.
I can't, however, do a brutal assassin or brutal takedown, and that gives like half his health. So now we're gonna run away again. Yay!
Shall be pure. The assassin shall rise, and we shall rule.
Whoopsie daisy.
Hiding, are we? Ha! I learned all your tricks from your
This
brother,
way.
assassin.
Nope. Okay. Turns out Jack the Ripper doesn't like it when you whistle at him. Jack the Ripper knows exactly what that means. Do not catcall Jack the Ripper.
I lose patience with your child's play. Jacob thought he could hide from me too. Cowering in the shadows, Miss Fry.
Man, I apparently really lost him.
As cowering
For a dude
and
who is
inept
ostensibly
as your
also an
twin.
assassin, he seems really bad at tracking and fighting assassins.
Well, he doesn't have the little HUD element that's like, hey, Jack the Ripper is right here.
Are you cat or
I mean, he would have had that if you were playing as him. Like, why doesn't he just use Eagle Vision to spot you through the walls?
join Jack?
Maybe he doesn't have Eagle Vision, but
Weren't you using it when you were playing as him?
oh, that's true, I was.
Yes. And
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you used it to spot your targets through walls and then go stab them.
Oh, that did happen.
I've seen you wield your tools of terror. You're just like
TFP, I don't think they put very much thought into this.
That's fine.
Is it?
still think
Yeah. That didn't really work.
Did it seriously? Well, I don't know. Did Origins have any good boss fights?
No.
Okay. So did it seriously take it till Odyssey for them to have a single good boss fight in this entire series?
I still really like Steric.
I would like it more if it wasn't the same thing like 8 times. Of just run up, stab, get thrown back, other character run up, stab, get thrown back, and then just... Like, if it wasn't that, and then just, like, everyone getting thrown back to the exact same point in the room repeatedly...
come out, sister.
Like, it's just like, if it was a different obstacle course each time. Like, one time you're running from the other side of the room, one time you're running from, like, the opposite side of the room, and then one time you're, like, I don't know, you got thrown up for some dumb bullshit reason, so now you have to, like, drop down when the laser things are coming up at you. I don't know. You mix it up a little bit so it's not just continually running through the laser areas. Add a little bit of variety to it.
I
Maybe
know
throw in
you
a section
blame
where
Jacob for
instead
your
of running
mother's
up
death,
you and you can't
but
reach them,
nothing
so
can
you gotta shoot
excuse
them
the
instead.
horrors you've committed.
Throw a
Jacob was
knife.
like a father to you, Jack. You have betrayed his trust and sullied the creed.
Show me your monster assassin.
Also, well, like, not boss fights per se. I think
You are weak assassin.
stuff like, whoops, hello. Please let me
A
out of
relic
this.
just like your
Alright,
precious
thank you.
creed.
Oh hey, beat up all these crazy people.
Yeah.
Face of
Cage
the
get a
assassin.
co-writing credit on this.
So, like, stuff like the Earl of Cardigan missions and did I... What happened? I guess I win! Yay!
We're the same, you and I.
That seemed a little buggy.
Oh, Jack.
The assassination missions
You
in this
were an
game
assassin,
where you're
yes.
taking out, like,
We are not the
Pearl
same.
Attaway and Earl
That
of
is
Cardigan.
why your memory must be
and the
erased for
Doctor.
all
Like,
time.
the Hitman levels, I think, are really
Rest
good.
in peace now, Jack.
Yeah. Like, I would accept
You
that as like a
and your twisted
boss
acolytes.
fight-esque type encounter for these games. Is just like big environment with guards and whatnot that you have to navigate your way through and handle. Because again, considering that most of the time you were ostensibly dealing with humans, it is hard to justify repeated neck stabbing not taking somebody out on the first try.
Unless they're wearing the Shroud of Turin.
Well, yeah, obviously. Or they are, like, a weird... Honestly, Jack Ripper does not look as tall as he did during gameplay.
No.
He was constantly just filmed from a low angle, as it turned out.
Yep. Oh man, I forgot.
Why did his ghost dramatically die in the frozen time?
Don't worry about it.
Jacob,
Oh, Jacob looks fucked up.
Let's try
Well,
what the
Jacob
hell
still
happened
looks
here.
weird.
Nothing, Inspector.
Like, he got weirdly thin when he got
Nothing
older.
happened here.
Jacob was... Why did she drag
Trust
Jack the
me.
Ripper's body down there?
Jack the Ripper's
I
dead.
don't know. Don't worry about it.
Now help me, Frederick. No one must ever know that Jack the Ripper was an assassin.
Oh, hey, the cops are here.
Yeah.
I want those vultures gone this instant. Is that clear?
You should still probably shoot him to make sure.
It's over, Jacob. I'm here.
Now, quick, hide all the evidence.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the credits for Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yay.
Now we can take a look.
Everyone under the writing section should be fired.
Gabrielle Schrager.
Or sent to work on Watch Dogs, whichever.
Apparently she wrote... Oh, she wrote the Good Rabbids game. And also Rayman, or she voiced someone in Rayman Origins. That's really weird.
Should have stuck to rabbits. But finally, it's the end of Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
That is the end of Assassin's Creed
Dang.
Syndicate.
Right.
There is
And
no
honestly, at
more...
the start of this Jack the Ripper thing, I thought it was looking up.
There is no more Assassin's Creed Syndicate to play. We have done literally all of the Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Some of it twice.
Only one mission twice on camera.
Well, yeah, I meant like you specifically have done. Well, I mean, if we're going just by you, you've probably done like 4 times now.
Only 3.
Okay. I assumed you had replayed it in your free time at some other point.
Nope.
I really thought things were looking up when that Jack the Ripper stuff started, because it seemed to be taking things in a not lighthearted approach, but like, this is ridiculous because Jack the Ripper is like a giant, like 7-foot-tall monster person, and like, just handling it in that way, and then as it went on, it started trying to tie the actual Jack the Ripper stuff more into it, like,
Oops.
I think that was a bad move.
It's still my favorite Assassin's Creed game.
Somehow.
Yep.
Also, I think a part of what put me to sleep, weirdly enough, is that the more I look at Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the more I realize that I think the Order ruined Victorian everything for me, in a way.
Oh, that's really
I
unfortunate.
just keep thinking of the Order every time I look at... Like, that Steric guy reminded me of someone, and it took me forever to realize it's just every other character from the Order.
Yeah.
So I think my brain was just subconsciously trying to put me to sleep because it was remembering the Order.
Remember the Order.
Barely.
Shoot, master! Why are some people's last names capitalized and then other people's aren't?
Some people are important. Some people matter and some people don't. Alternately, they just did this through some weird database thing and somebody fucked up.
Probably. Considering that I think I've seen one name that is not had the last name. Okay, no, okay. Now that we're not lined up like one single person per segment, their names aren't capitalized, all capitalized at the end.
Maybe it's like a... I don't know. I was gonna say maybe some sort of weird regional thing.
I don't think so. I think it's literally just like if the name... If the names are single file, then the last name gets capitalized for some reason. Stefano Ferrari. Wonder if he likes driving the cars.
There's only one way to know. Stab him in the neck and ask his ghost in the frozen time.
Hey, do you like cars? No, actually, I just ride my bicycle everywhere. Oh, that's really unfortunate that you have the name Ferrari. I know.
Mystery solved. Still really confused as to how the frozen time thing works.
Well, you're gonna get even more confused momentarily. And by momentarily, I mean...
Well, in the next
Assassin's Creed game.
Like, because there was that thing in the wiki about how, like, oh, it's just like a weird shorthand, the Animus is just giving you this information because it doesn't know where to put it. But then you've got all the other stuff about it being secret alien DNA magic. But then also there's a thing I read from that says in Origins it's like the Animus will glitch out and create weird supernatural bullshit.
I think the problem happened in Unity when all of a sudden stabbing the people gave you psychic visions of other things. Like... Before that, it was at least, you know... It was weird, but it was, like, fine. Like, whatever. Stab a guy and get the frozen time. It's fine. And then it was like, oh, by the way, when you stab this person, you get to see what they were up to as part of the conspiracy leading up to the part where you got jailed for some reason, I think. I don't fucking remember the plot of Assassin's Creed Unity.
To be fair, I imagine most people don't remember the plot of Assassin's Creed Unity. French guy got drunk a lot, that's really all I remember.
Oh hey, Giancarlo Veronini. Forgot that he worked at Ubisoft. May still work at Ubisoft.
I know that name. I just don't know from where.
He's an old GameSpot guy.
Oh, okay.
He was mentioned in the Two Human video as Giancarlo Vini, whatever your name is. Whoop. These credits went on for so long that the Xbox went into the light sleep mode. It's fine.
Weird. Is the PlayStation ever pulled that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, well... I don't think we've had a PS4... Or actually, no, we did, because it happened during Freedom Cry.
Okay. God, I remember none of Freedom Cry.
We did it in like a day.
Yeah. That probably has something to do with it. I think that was the, like, next to this one, the one where I was the most asleep for that game.
That would make sense.
Because Because I'm like 99% sure I was just fucking... Because I don't remember any of that. I think I vaguely remember, like, you on a beach, which doesn't narrow it down anything. You were near water at some point, I know that much.
Yeah, the one that was the DLC for the pirates. Yeah, uh-huh.
Honestly, be glad I remember that much of that fucking game.
Alright. Oh, I got the Ripper's Terror Assassin Gauntlet.
Oh.
Let's see what that looks like real quick. Jack is dead and his identity will remain hidden forever. Thanks, Xbox achievement. do.
It also, I mean, it makes sense, you know, considering history and all, but it still seems odd to me that the resolution of that is, okay, now let's just lie and cover all that up. I understand why, because obviously you can't find out who Jack the Ripper actually was, but still.
I also want to point out that the Jack the Ripper gauntlet is way worse than the Assassin gauntlet that I got way earlier in the game.
Nice.
That's great. Anyway.
That was
That was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I
hope someone out there enjoyed it.
It only took 16 parts.
I really hope somebody got something out of that.
Not everybody.
Somebody that wasn't TFP, for the record.
I got a whole lot. I enjoyed...
You always do.
I enjoyed revisiting...
Sicko.
The world of Victorian London.
Yeah, but you could do that in better games.
Name one.
I can't think of any off the top of my
Exactly!
There's gotta be other good games set in, and by other I mean a good game set in Victorian London, right?
Name one.
I'm trying. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite time. Also, if I had to name a favorite time period, I'm not sure I could, because whatever.
Like, you got this and you got The Order. And which would you rather play?
I mean, probably this.
You're right, because it's good.
Gun to my head, I guess I would pick this. And no, not because it's good, but just because The Order is straight up dog shit.
Yeah, and this is good.
You are stretching the definition of good.
Am I?
Yes. In a way that I am not comfortable with.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the stop streaming button.
Alright. Night, everybody.
Night, everybody.